What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POB. Shout out to the joiners, shout out to the point of view crew, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about cell soldiers. And what's a trip about this topic is it seems very obvious. I'm surprised I haven't spoken on it yet. It just seems like the next step, but I spaced it. I've never even thought to make a cell soldier video until I start getting bombarded recently with all these trolls. And I couldn't help but make a connection between a troll and a cell soldier. I'm like, they're the same damn thing. I mean, cell soldiers, I like to call them the armpit of the inmate population because not only do they stink, bro, they stay hidden like an armpit, dog. They don't want to come from the shoulders. They want to stay hidden under the shoulder. Cell soldiers, brother, they love to just talk shit from the safety of their own cell. You can't get your hands on them, and they know it, so they run their dick-stained mouth. Same thing with a troll, bro. They are hiding in the comfort of their own home. They can say whatever they want to because no one's going to get their hands on them and hold them accountable. With that being said, let's just go ahead and kick the video off right now. That's enough of an intro. I think you know what time it is, so let's get it. The worst cell soldier I ever encountered would be this Asian dude in the hole at Kern County Jail. And let me first say that the worst place I've ever done time was the hole at Kern County Jail. It's the ultimate worst. It's totally slammed down 24/7, no love. They got a TV on the wall, but they never turn it on so you can get a little background noise. No, never that. Never gonna get showers. Hardly never. Not on time anyway. You'd be lucky to get your mail passed out to you if someone were to write you. Good luck on getting that. You just got nothing freaking coming in the hole at Kern County Jail. So I found myself there doing time, and not only did I have to deal with the misery of being in this spot, but dude, there was a hardcore cell soldier there. None of us liked him. None of us could stand him, bro. How could you? How could you tolerate it? Because what he loved to do, you'd be sleeping at 1 or 2 in the morning, and all of a sudden you'd hear boom, 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 boom on the cell door, and it'd wake you up, and he would say, "Hey, if I can't sleep, you can't sleep." I guess he's having trouble sleeping. He's tossing and turning. He's like, "I'm going to wake everybody up then." And he gets on his door and he beats, kicks it, makes lots of noise, lots of racket, starts talking shit to people in certain cells. Then the girls were next to us and next pod over. And he would engage with them. He'd start arguments with them. He'd be yelling and fighting with the girls. If by chance they pulled somebody out and they were going to go to the shower, he would talk shit to them. If you were going to court and he seen you out moving around, he would just talk shit. That's what he did 24/7 from the comfort of his own cell. But now what made it worse about this guy, this cell soldier, is the cops actually made him the porter. Because when you have a situation like that, you have a bunch of inmates and convicts in a pod, it's the hole. The cops are not going to want to clean it. Hell to the no, never that, especially the shower. You think you're going to see a cop out there sweeping a mop on the day room floor? No. So what they'll do is they'll just pick one of the inmates. And they'll let that dude come out and let him run around, and he's supposed to be doing the cleaning. And that's what they picked. This Asian dude, this cell soldier, to come out and run around. So we got a visual on him. We knew exactly what he looked like. Too bad we couldn't get our hands on him, though. And while he was out running around, supposedly cleaning the showers and doing the damn, he'd be talking shit to us. He'd just be talking smack. That's all he did. That's all he knew how to do. Until one day, bro, and this was brilliant. This was straight up brilliant. There's a Southsider from Wasco. Good dude, a couple cells down from me. He wanted to get revenge on that dude. I think we all did. We all wanted to get up on that dude, get with his program, brother. Can't. He's locked up behind the cell. But that Southside from Wasco, bro, he had a good idea. He had a brilliant idea. Because what he did is he had his tray slot open. A lot of times the tray slots will be open. The cops will come by. That's what they feed us. They'll open the tray slot to give you your breakfast tray. And then sometimes they forget to shut it. That's a lot of times the tray slot open. This dude's tray slot was open. And what he did is he took a Kool-Aid and threw it outside of his door. Right there on the tier. And sat and waited. Like a freaking hunter in a deer stand. And sure enough, that cell soldier dude, who's the porter as well, came over and bent over and went to go pick up that Kool-Aid. Went to go pick it up. Probably to steal it. I doubt he was going to pick it up and say, hey, dude, did you lose this? Is this yours? But no, what he did, he's been over to pick up that Kool-Aid, and dude stuck his hand outside of his tray slot and sliced him on the back. Oh, the bitch came out of him. Ah! Ah! You could hear him screaming from 3 or 4 pods away. And I see him, he was running around the day room like he was on fire. I want to say, stop, drop, and roll. He's trying to grab on his back. He's seeing the blood, and he's running around in circles, and he's loopy now. He's loopy. Then the cops came in. Crazy, the cops came in with a video camera and started recording the whole thing, followed the blood trail, handcuffed this dude who was bleeding, made him prone out, laid him on his stomach. Then I wanted to be a cell soldier because I wanted to say, ha ha, look at you. Laying on the ground, handcuffed, all sliced up. Dude, I wanted to start talking shiznit, brother. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not a cell soldier. All I can just do is look and laugh. So yeah, that dude got, bro. He got handled. And shout out to that Southsider from Moscow that made it happen. I wish it had been me. I wish it had been me that stuck some out on the tier. And bro, this is a very, very good idea. Moving right along, because we have 2 more stories. And I want to get into them. I want to talk about O-Wing. The whole O-Wing. 3rd tier, Woods and Southsiders and Pisces. 2nd tier, Dropout Norteños and Blacks. The thing about it though, O-Wing, the whole has 3 tiers. The bottom tier is completely isolated. It must have some sort of ceiling. You cannot hear anything that's going on in the 1st tier at all. But the 2nd tier and the 3rd tier are open to where you can hear on the 3rd tier people on the 2nd tier talking smack or just talking normal, playing chess. It's whatever they're doing. We can hear them. They can hear us. The thing about though, we're not really talking on the tier. Only thing you're going to hear from us, maybe a little bit of chess. I moved 5 to 19. You'll hear that, which I can't stand it. And maybe you'll hear us say, hey, homeboy, hey, Havoc, shoot your line. Because we do all the communication on paper. So you're going to be telling people to shoot the fishing line. You might play a little bit of chess, but you're not going to just be having big, huge conversation. But now, what happened was, there was a big riot between the Woods and the Blacks. That's why there were so many people back in the hole, because if you get injured in the riot, they're going to put you in the hole. And there's some people, some Woods that got sliced up, and there's some Woods who went back in the hole just for having bruised knuckles, for participating. Bro, some are back there for getting beat up, I hate to say it, and some are back there for beating other people up. There. That makes sense. Put it like that. And what happens is, after riot, they hand out a packet. And it'll have pictures in it. And say it'll say John Smith with the CDC number, and there'll be pictures of him, of how he got sliced or this and that. So the Dropout Norteños and the Blacks in the 2nd tier start putting 2 and 2 together and figuring out who was who. And they can look at that packet of John Smith, see his name and CDC number, see his injuries, the pictures, and figure out, oh, that's that dude up there. So then they start talking shit. Hey, CDC number, Z99999. I see you. I'm looking at your pictures. Damn, that looked like it hurt. Man, you got. So they would always be talking shit about the Woods that got injured in the riot, or they just be talking just smack, period. And we had to put up with it and tolerate it. Of course, we're not going to talk any smack back. You just have to take it, brother. However, what they did that really messed everything up for them, which made us feel like we had to do some action, was they disrespected the roll call. Because, of course, in the hole, we have a roll call. Good morning and good night. You open the tier up. What you do in the morning, you say good mornings, make sure everyone's awake, there's no sleeping in the hole, and you're saying, hey, the tier is open. You can fish on it. You can talk at a minimum, play your chess. And then at night, when you say good night, you're closing the tier. You're saying good night, go to sleep, no more fishing, no more talking. The roll call is very important to the hole. So what they start doing is disrespecting the roll call. Like, excuse me on the tier, to the Serenos, from the woodpile, good night. And they say, good night. And then it'll be, excuse me on the tier, Splinter. I say, yes, sir. Hey, good night. And I say, good night to you, and good night to the rest of the white men on the tier. Thank you. And he says, thank you. Then he says, excuse me on the tier, Hot Rod. Hot Rod says, yes, sir. He says, good night. The hot rod says, good night to you. Good night to the rest of the white men. Right in the middle of the good nights, right in the middle, good night to you and the rest of they start flushing the toilet. They start flushing their toilet, shaking their bars, yelling up there. They're disturbing our roll call. Straight up disrespecting our roll call. Now, we could take the talk about, hey, you know, I see you up there, John Smith, Z9999. I'm looking at your pictures. You got sliced up. I mean, whatever. Who cares? Yeah. That's one thing. Talking smack or, hey, I get it. Who cares? But when they start disrespecting the roll call, dude, oh, hell to the no. So what the dude did who had the keys for the woods back there, he decided he was going to gas them. He's going to gas them. And he shot the Southsiders in on it too. The Southsiders of the woods all got together and said, we're going to gas these fools. So I got a kite from the dude who has the key to the tier. And he said, hey, save up all your piss and shit. Save it up, bro. Because we're going to gas these fools. And what they did, what they wanted to do, what we did, above the beds, there's a vent. There's a vent, little tiny holes in it. And what's crazy, and it blows my mind to this very day, one of those cells, because there's east side and west side, third tier, the whole, Woods and Southsiders. Somebody, somehow, some brilliant motherfucker, was in a cell and he ran a line. Literally ran a fishing line from the vent to the other side. And if you're in that cell, you're responsible for fishing to the other side. And I heard it was a straight pain in the ass. No one wanted to do it. No one wanted to be in that cell. No one wanted to try to fish that little tiny vent. But they were doing it, bro. I'm telling you, inmates, bro, convicts, 9 out of 10 times, they're geniuses. They're going to get it done. Dude, they told me, Splinter, save up all your piss and shit. Now, honestly, I didn't save up very much. I had some saved, and then it got spilled. And I was like, damn it, man. And I cleaned it up, and I was like, I didn't think it was going to work. I really didn't want to participate. I'm thinking, bro, you're going to pour your piss and shit in this vent? Like, and then what? It's going to go down the walls. Probably going to come back in my cell later. I'll be able to smell it. I wasn't really on board. I didn't vocalize it. I didn't say, hey, I don't want to be a part of this. I just did as I was told. Saved up some. Like I said, then I spilled it and I saved up a little bit more. I didn't have much. But you take the Title 15 and you take the cover and you roll it up and you line it with plastic and they poke it in that vent and they just start pouring in all the piss and shit. And after about a week of us saving it up, I got the kite and they said, okay, let's do it. Start gas those fools. So everybody in every single cell got their funnel out and just start pouring it. And like I said, I didn't think it was going to work. But all of a sudden, I heard the dude underneath me. I heard him say, oh, hell nah, cuz. The black dude underneath me. And then you heard them all, hey! They were going nuts. They were yelling. They were cussing us out. Havoc had the keys to the tier, and they knew it. So they knew Havoc made that call. And they're like, fuck you, Havoc. We're going to get you. Just talking shit to him, bro. And they were mad about it. It worked. It worked. Straight up poured all the piss and shit, dog, through the vent. And somehow it traveled down and came out their cell. The dude underneath me said, oh, hell nah, cuz. Then they got the cops' attention. Cops brought them buckets to clean up whatever mess. They didn't sweat us. They didn't write us up for gassing, which is a major write-up. They didn't come ask us what we did or why we did it. They didn't look in our cells. They didn't come to see. They just cops chopped it up to like, we don't care. They were on that, we don't care shit. Gave them mops, let them clean their stuff up. But you know what? Surprisingly, though, they quit disrespecting our roll call. I guess they didn't want no more of that, bro. They didn't want no more shit in their cell. And I don't blame them. Because the vent, actually, underneath the vent that it will come out of, there's actually a little shelf where you keep your soap and deodorants. So I pictured it all came running out. Probably went on their shelf, a little hygiene. Damn, better you than me, bro. But see, that's why I would never sell soldier, homeboy. Because I wouldn't want no one to gas my ass. And plus, I wouldn't do it because it's just lame and it's weak. I still soldiered once. After I tell you guys how lame or weak it is. But I didn't do it in a lame or weak way. Another thing about those, I'm going to tell you what I did. Another thing about the Dropout Norteños, they come in there and they change their name. I don't get it. They come in and someone will say, hey, cell 222, welcome to tier, what's your name? On the tier, they'll say this. Dude's like, my name's Gangster. He's like, okay, we're going to get at you on paper. Then they start fishing back and forth, shooting kites. And now this gangster's name is Dreamer. They start saying, hey, 222 Dreamer, what's up, bro? He's like, hey, I don't know why they changed their names. But it was right under us, this Gangster Dreamer dude. So me and Hot Rod, who was a couple cells from me, came up with a little plan. He's like, hey, bro, we talked on the tier. Hot Rod said, hey, Splinter. I was like, what's up, brother? He said, you think that dude's a gangster? I go, only in his dreams. And he knew what we were saying. He caught on. He's like, hey, fuck you guys. Start talking all this shit. And then we heard, excuse me on the tier, Splinter, Hot Rod, shoot your line. From Havoc. He heard it too. Shot the line down there and he said, hey, you can't be getting at those dudes. Don't be talking to those dudes, man. Break off 123 for the house. So we had to break off some burpees. Because we joined in on the fun and got a little cell soldier in too. But hey, wasn't all that bad, was it? I thought it was funny. And now moving right along, I kind of hate to do this. I kind of hate to make blanket statements. I kind of hate to just apply a term to a whole group of people, a whole car. I hate to take a whole group and say they're all cell soldiers. But it's kind of how it is. Who am I talking about? The Bulldogs. The Bulldogs, they're cell soldiers. But I kind of have to use that word a little bit loosely with them because although they will be in their cell, they will be talking shit. When they see you walk by, they'll woof shit. But bro, they will also try to get out of their cell. They will fight if they can. They're going to try to get out or they're going to try to get in your cell. But whether they can get in, whether they can get out, they're still going to talk that smack. I've had them come right up to my cell door because someone shot a book down to me, told a cop, hey, get this book, to someone. And then the cop be like, hey, here's this book. And they'll put it in front of my door so I get it when the door opens at dinner. The Bulldogs have day room. They walk right over to my cell and grab the book. He goes, hey, thanks. Nothing but the hell straight. Stole from me, bro. And then told me, fuck you before he walked off. But they do have a thing on D-Yard too. Now, D-Yard is set up. Woods, Southsiders, and Pisces on one tier. Blacks and Bulldogs and Asians on the other. In D4, we have the bottom tier, and all the other ones were up on top, homeboy. So, D4, when we have that bottom tier, Bulldogs are able to come right over to our cells when they have day room. And what they do is they take a towel. They'll take a towel and put it in your doorknob. And they'll grab it and they'll yank, yank, yank. And the cell door will come open, bro. I mean, they fixed them now, but for a few years, you can actually put a towel in a doorknob and yank it, and those fools will come in slicing. They'll try to get their money. Dude, Woods have ran into Bulldog cells. Bulldogs have ran into Woods cells. Dude, it's on and cracking, homeboy. But those dudes will woof. No pun intended. They will woof woof, and they will talk shit, bro. But they will also handle it. Dude, I've seen them jump fences. I've seen them do all kinds of stuff to get to, so they can start slinging them with someone who they consider an enemy. But again, what they did that really got them a bunch of hot water and trouble, what they did was they started disrespecting the roll call. And it literally got a green light put on them. But they did it in the worst place possible. They disrespect the roll call in D6. The whole at Wasco. ADSEG at Wasco State Prison, D6. It's full of gangsters. Do you know why a reception hole is so full of hardcore gangsters? Because you have those brand members and mafia members, and those guys are on the streets, and they get busted, and they have to go through reception, bro. And they all end up at D6. Wasco Reception, the hole. Bro, and it is on a cracking because you got a gang of high-powered dudes back there. So when the Bulldogs start disrespecting the roll call in D6, dude, they got a green light put on them. Straight up green light. Every single yard, from E yard to A yard, brother, D yard, H, C, it doesn't matter. All yards, all buildings, green light. It got to a point where if you're a Wood from Bakersfield, and they sent you to building C3 or C4, which is full of Bulldogs, you had to take off on somebody, bro. You had just a couple minutes, bro. You could not stay. You could not kick it. You could not program with the Bulldogs, dude, because that green light. You'd have to go in at C3 and C4 and start bombing on somebody. Then it got to the point where, because you start off on H yard and C yard, then they'll send you over across to A yard to figure out reception side, to finish out your reception, to catch your bag to the mainline prison. You would catch your bag from A yard, but you start off C, H, and D. So start getting to the point, bro. Over on A yard, they're checking people's mail. They want to see their mail. They want to see, were you at C yard and you programmed? They'd go say like I'm there. A yard reception, homeboy. I just got there. And they say, what's up, Splinter? Where'd you come from? Might lie and say D yard. Because there's no bulldogs I could take off on over there. I mean, not action. We're separated by tiers. And they'll say, let's see your mail. They want to see if it's a reroute. Because Woods would come over and lie. And not say they came from C yard. Because they know if they're there, they'd be in trouble for programmable bulldogs. Dude, I seen the gang of Woods get beat up, dog. From programmable bulldogs and building C. And then come to A and lie about it. So the bulldogs got a green light put on them, bro. For disrespecting the roll call, brother. You don't want to be a cell soldier. You want to be a cell soldier or a troll. And with that being said, I'm going to cut the string and let it fly. Peace.